Justice with Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Terica Monte is suing Rena Monte in the amount of $675. Ms. Monte claims her sister owes her for the cost of their hotel room in Cancun. Ms. Monte claims the plaintiff is responsible for ruining the trip and says she doesn't owe her sister anything.
In the matter of Terica Monte versus Rena Monte, two sisters planned a wonderful trip to Cancun that just went awry. Somebody says it got smoked away. Now you want Rena to reimburse you for the hotel room, although I understand it was your fault that caused the situation to get smoked away. But now you blame her and you want her to pay.
Yeah, I do want her to pay.
Okay, you need to explain that to me.
So it was actually planned as kind of like a sister, like, get-together trip, because me and my sister, we have not been getting along for a long time. I mean, I'm 23 years old. She's 3 years older than me. I've been living at home until I was like 15, until I really just couldn't take it anymore, because my sister...
So you were 15?
15,
Until you got
yes.
kicked out.
Oh.
I didn't get kicked out. It was my decision to leave, because my sister and my mom... I've always been kind of like the wild child in our family, as you probably can see. My sister's always been the proper one with her pretty dresses and everything.
The one with class.
The one with class, as she says so. That's how she likes to, like...
Describe herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, you describe yourself as a wild child.
I mean...
And she describes herself as the one with class. So what's wrong with that?
No, it is wrong to me, because she always judges me on being this wild child. I know she can be wild, too. She can be a lot of fun, too.
Your Honor, she is mad because I have my life together and she doesn't.
I do have my life together. I have a job. I love my job.
Let me tell you both this. Frankly, I don't care.
Okay.
I want to know why you over here asking for $675.
I'm asking.
It sounds like both of you have issues with each other, so I don't understand why you ever planned a trip together.
Well, it was my mom's idea. It wasn't our idea at all.
Your mother thought it was a good idea.
It was my mom's idea, because she wanted us to get closer together again, because when we were little, we actually did get along until we were like 4. And then
that was a long time.
That was a long time. Like, that seemed like a long time to me.
Right. Okay, so now what happened? You planned a trip to Cancun.
We planned a trip to Cancun
Tell me
together.
what were the plans?
I actually left her the decision to choose where she wants to go.
It was the only place you could afford.
It wasn't the only place I could
now.
afford.
Wait a minute. We've established that there's bad blood brewing between the two of you. We've established that you're like Mutt and Jeff, night and day, different personalities. You say yours is real, hers is fake, whatever. We've established all of that. Tell me what happened regarding this trip, and why you're in my court asking for $675 from your sister.
I would love to tell you what happened, but she keeps interrupting me.
Well, she won't interrupt you anymore.
Thank you, thank you.
And you guys talk to each other later, okay? I'm going to give you all the time in the world when this is over. In the meanwhile, take advantage of talking to me. Mwah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So, we were supposed to stay in this really nice hotel in Cancun, and it was actually planned that my sister would pay for the hotel room on her credit card, but I then, because she's so greedy, I had to then send
greedy.
Okay, now, look, wait a minute. Now, I already told you the parameters and the rules. I'm not going to repeat it. Mr. and me, both of you will be out that door. Neither one of you will get anything. All right? But I'm not about to squabble with you. Now, let's try it again. She was to pay the hotel on her credit card. You were to pay what?
I was to pay her half of the money of the hotel back. So she paid for the hotel on her name, obviously, because it was her credit card.
Booked the hotel in her name on her credit card, but each of you is responsible for half.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes, we paid half, basically, in the end. We were on the way to the airport. I had, like, maybe 4 bags with me, because I just like to take, like, a lot of clothes with me when I go on vacation, because, I mean, you never know
How
who you're
long were you going to be gone? A week?
Yeah.
Cancun?
Yeah.
4 bags?
Yeah.
What you think you were going to do? Change clothes every hour?
I mean, partying and stuff. I mean, you have to look good in any way. So
okay, so you get to the airport with these 4 bags and discover you have to pay for them, right?
Well, we pay for them. I pay for them in advance. Don't worry. So I accidentally dropped my phone in the Uber. So I didn't really care too much about it. The Uber was on the way.
She always does it.
You know what? I am going to not tell you one more time. Open your mouth again when I'm not speaking to you and see what happens. That's it. Don't test me.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
I like to smoke a little weed now and then. I mean, I have a medical card, so that's okay. So I thought to myself,
and what's your medical problem?
Back problems. It's true.
And later,
we wanted to at least get $1,200, and she did $1,150.
There's definitely the possibility that she's not going to hit that mark.
So now you have a possibility instead of a guarantee.
Justice with Judge Mablean. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Terica Monte, who is suing Rena Monte for travel expenses.
So I lost my phone in the Uber. I realized it when the Uber was already on the way out of the airport. So I was like, well, whatever. I mean, who needs a phone when you go on vacation? I mean, I can have fun without my phone. But she got really upset and mad at me for losing my phone. It was my phone, so I didn't even understand why she got so mad.
Okay.
Anyway, we went through security, and I mean, I like to smoke a little weed now and then. I mean, I have a medical card, so that's okay. So I thought to myself,
and what's your medical problem?
I had a car accident 2 years ago, and ever since then I have back problems. It's true. What? That's not funny.
So you got a marijuana medical card for back problems, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
so,
did anybody ever tell you that marijuana medical card is not good all over the world and that you can't carry marijuana everywhere you go just because in California you have a marijuana card?
I know, but the funny thing about this whole idea was it was her idea for me to bring some Mary Jane with me, you know?
So
I actually just did it for her. I didn't do it for me.
It doesn't matter who you took it for.
Well, let me just explain to you. Like, we went through the security. So this guy picked me out, and he was like, so what do you have in your bags? And I was like, well, I was just going to tell him because, I mean, it's legal here in California to smoke some.
But it's not legal all over.
Yeah,
that's the point.
I didn't know. That was my fault. I didn't know. So he took me out, and he was asking me, what's in this small bag? And I told him. So next second I can remember, he pulls me into this small little room for 4 hours straight, as if I was like some kind of criminal.
You were.
Not
exactly
in California, but I mean...
Transporting marijuana out of the country into Mexico is a crime. You were being a criminal.
Okay, I didn't know, so I was kind of offended. So he kept me in that room for 4 hours straight. So I expected my sister to obviously wait for me when I get out of the room.
I wasn't going to waste my time.
So I came out of the room, and they allowed me one phone call. So I was like, okay, who am I going to call? I decided to call my mom. So I called my mom. She didn't even pick up the phone, so I left her a voice message. I told her that I was still going to fly to Cancun because I assumed, because we planned this trip together, that she actually boarded the flight so she can just meet me at the hotel. So I arrived in Mexico, Cancun, tried to check into the hotel, and then they denied me, like they didn't let me in. So because they said...
The reservations weren't in your name.
Exactly, because they said reservations were under her name.
Right.
So... Her not being in Mexico made it impossible for me to check into the room I paid for. So I had to book a new room for $450, had to pay an extra $450, and her being at home, not letting me know anything.
And how much had you paid before? What was your half for the other room?
$225.
So you really only had to pay another $225?
No, I had to book a new room.
No, you really only had to pay an additional $225. You already had paid $225. That's all you lost was another $225. Go on, you don't understand me. You'll understand after court. You'll figure it out. What else you want? You want her to reimburse you for that, right?
I want her to pay me back the money she owes me.
For the room and what else?
For the room that I had to book extra, plus the amount I paid her, the $225. You
want her to reimburse you the $225 plus that you gave her, plus the $225 that you paid?
Yes.
Oh, you sound like a fish. Go on, tell me what you had to say.
She's just a brat. I just decided I don't want to put up with her behavior, her irresponsible behavior, and I decided to call Mom. Mom wanted me to stay with her and just work out the little issue that we had, but I decided, okay, well, let me just call my boyfriend. My boyfriend was like, just come home. That's what I did.
So you decided not to go to Cancun, and you were going to sit there and wait for her.
I was going to waste my time dealing with her.
I'll blame her. I wouldn't have sat at that airport waiting on your behind either. As she decided, I don't want to go to Cancun by myself and pay those expenses. So she went back home. You set in motion the chain of events that occurred. You took your little happy tail on to Cancun, and you couldn't get into that room. You had paid her $225 deposit. I doubt that, because you don't have to pay the hotel in advance. All you do is make a reservation. So you hadn't paid the hotel her $225 yet. So when you got to Cancun, you couldn't get into that room. You had to pay another hotel $450. You chose to go on. That's what you did with your life. Eat it up. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
What kind of sister are you? We planned this trip to Bonn and you just leave me at the airport without even checking on me?
Terica, I love you, you're my sister, but you put your own self in this situation, not me.
Coming up.
50% of his class usually does more, like 1580 or something. She did 1150. He did not meet the guarantee.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Paula Shepard is suing Henry Thompson in the amount of $1,300. Ms. Shepard claims she hired Mr. Thompson to help her daughter improve her SAT score, but says he failed to do so. Mr. Thompson claims Ms. Shepard's daughter took the test too late in the year to produce the intended results, and says he's not to blame.
In the matter of Paula Shepard versus Henry Thompson, Mrs. Shepard, you paid Mr. Thompson $1,300 for your daughter to take an SAT preparation course, hoping for some great results so she could get to college.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're saying that he did not deliver on his promise that your daughter would get certain grades.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, a certain score. All right, just to explain it to me.
Your Honor, my daughter Riley, she's a very bright young lady. She was originally going for a soccer scholarship. She was a soccer player, and unfortunately, she had a knee injury to where she was unable to continue to play soccer. And so we decided to go for an academic scholarship.
Was this her senior year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There is tutoring that goes on for the SATs, and Mr. Thompson, apparently he's the best in our area, is what I was told. And so I contacted him via email initially, and he said that he was not available right away. This was at the end of September, and that he could begin working with her in November. He suggested via email that she take the test for October.
Did she take the October test?
She was unable to do that, Your Honor, because she had mono. And so I then asked Mr. Thompson, should we proceed? And
okay, hold on a second.
Yes.
So you said, when September, I suggest she takes the test, a test first, before I start tutoring.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can get an idea of her strengths and weaknesses.
Correct.
So she was supposed to take the October test before you began the tutoring in November.
Yes, ma'am.
And she couldn't take the October test.
Right.
All right, then what happened?
So I asked Mr. Thompson, should we proceed? And he said yes. Now, her being extremely contagious, he said that he could work with her via video chat.
How long was the course supposed to be? It's usually 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Yeah, normally it is, but it was because she came to me at such a later date, I altered it so that I could work with her and get it going.
In November?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long were you going to work with her?
We only had about 4 or 5 sessions to work.
What could you deliver if she were to take this SAT prep course from you?
I mean, the guarantee I have is $1,300.
Okay, now, I'm going to go back again. That was in September, you're telling her this.
Yes.
The child was supposed to take the test in October. Now your usual procedure is not working.
Right.
Because she didn't take a pre-test.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now you don't have anything to gauge by.
Right.
Did you change the guarantee as a result of that?
No, ma'am.
So did you withdraw that guarantee?
No, ma'am.
coming up.
50% of his class usually does more, like 1580 or something. She did 1150. He did not meet the guarantee.
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Paula Shepard, who is suing Henry Thompson for breach of contract.
So what did he tell you as of November 1 when she started the course? What did he say? What
He said
results
that-
could you expect?
That we could expect 1330. 50% of his class usually does more, like 1580 or something. But the expectation was 1330.
Because it was only going to be 4 to 5 weeks, and he didn't have a pretest.
We wanted to at least, at the very least, get 1200 so she could at least meet the
average.
Exactly.
Okay.
And she did 1150. He did not meet the guarantee. He guaranteed.
Okay, now, did she take the class 4 to 5 weeks?
Yes.
2 weeks? How many weeks were video chat?
3. Now, may I say, Your Honor?
Okay, now, no, just let me
Okay.
ask my questions
Yes,
first.
ma'am.
Given that it was video chat versus in person, because usually it's person to person, right?
Yes, ma'am.
One-on-one.
Yes, ma'am.
So now your video chat is not person to person, but it's still one-on-one. Did you relax your guarantee? So either you take the money, or you give it back, or you change the guarantee, or you stick with the other one and take the consequences. What you do?
I took the money.
Okay. Why do you hit your mark?
When I worked with her in person, I found that she spent way too much time double checking all her answers. So when she got into the pressure situation of the actual test, I feel like that's what happened. She spent way too much time
So
on...
her test-taking skills, once you saw her in person, you were able to evaluate that?
Yes, ma'am.
You couldn't evaluate that when did she take a test by video chat?
She did, but I wasn't able to see what her work was. I just timed her and gave her the time, and we went by that.
So by the 3rd week when you saw her in person, that's
Yes,
when you evaluated that she took too much time double-checking?
Yes, ma'am, and I raised concerns to Paula.
And did you tell her now that we may not make it?
I told her, I said, there's definitely the possibility that she's not going to hit that mark.
So now you
but
have a possibility instead of a guarantee.
Correct.
Is that right?
That is not right, Your Honor.
No, because he already told me he never relaxed and never withdrew his guarantee.
Thank you. Thank you.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. Promotional consideration provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
If you have obstacles like mononucleosis, right?
Right.
Recovering from knee surgery, doing video chat, in the senior year down to the last test before most colleges want December. Ivy League colleges want that December test, and you know that. You were the one who knew you were taking on a student under circumstances that were not your norm. So therefore, you should have changed your guarantee.
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,300.
I know my daughter had a steep hill to climb to make that SAT score, but you made a guarantee that you should have kept.
That may be true, but under circumstances, I shouldn't have given you the guarantee in the first place.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.